Pokémon Legends Arceus is so frustrating. And don't get me wrong, the game is awesome. It's one of the best in the Pokémon franchise, but that's exactly the problem. As a professional artist, creating appealing visuals is what I do best. In games, art direction is really important to me, and let's face it, this game could look a lot better. On the other hand, it excels at what Pokémon does best. It's messed up. Buweasel! Buweasel makes me happy. In this video, I'm gonna dissect this Pokémon adventure. We'll explore its highs and lows to understand exactly why its visuals missed the mark for so many. Before we start though, I just wanna ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Okay, thanks, bye! This is also my favorite Pokémon game. This is one of those games that the gameplay saves it, because visually the game looks awful. It is well that thou art here. I am that which humans call
Arceus and the Jewel of Light.
Okay, so far visually, I mean, I think it works, right? Like, you're supposed to be talking to God, so like, you see a little bit of light. Can we talk about the girl's drip here? We better not talk about the girl's drip. This already shows like one of the biggest problems I have with this game. Yeah, you look dripless, girl. You have issues. Okay, before we move on, I want to talk about what to me is the elephant in the room. These three guys. For some reason, the lighting of the scene does not affect the Pokemon. And you'll see this a lot throughout this game, and you'll see this throughout a lot of like regular Pokemon games. Even though the whole scene has like very warm colors, it's like the sunlight clearly looks yellow on like the background of the scene. The Pokemon seem like they're out of place. So if you're new to digital art, layers can be set to different modes, and one of those modes is multiply. Basically, it makes everything darker as if you're casting a shadow. Something I do usually is choose like a pink or a purple, a grayish pink or purple, and just like that, with just one color, you can shade like the whole thing. And if I remove the multiply, you can see that the color I used is actually this like grayish purple thing. And my issue with Pokemon games is that instead of using like a nice color for the shading of these characters, they use a pure like dark gray, almost black for these characters. So when you do multiply, it looks like this. So there's no like color to this shading. I think we can all agree that the previous one looks a lot better, right? If you use like pure gray for this, it looks completely soulless. So for example, you can see a lot of greens, the sky is blue, so there's usually, since the sky is blue, you get a lot of blue reflections on things. So in my opinion, if you could make the shadows a little bit more blue, there's a lot of green around, so let's change them a little bit to like greens and blues just around these characters, and boom. I believe this makes a huge difference. Look at the before and the after. Before and after. Also for the lighting as well, since the sun is usually like whitish, yellowish, it's always nice to give like some warm colors to like where the light hits. Look at like the shading on the Cyndaquil and on the Rowlet. You know, if the character is on like a blue background, making this, you know, more greenish and more bluish will make the character fit in a little bit better, if that makes sense. So that's basically the principle of it, and Pokemon always like fails to deliver on this for some reason. So let's see, art director, Atsuko Ujie. So seems like a 3D modeler who has done like Pokemon cards before. Super duper special chief designer, what does that mean? What kind of title is that? Okay, I want to say something else. Do you see his hat? The textures on his hat and the pattern and stuff reminds me of like the Animal Crossing clothes designer. You know, we gotta be honest, it could look a lot worse. You know, it's got some rocks like here and there. Of course, these rocks look like they're Unreal Engine default textures. There's a big problem with texturing in the game, starting with the professor's hat, going with like just the stylization of everything. In my opinion. Let's give the example, you know, Breath of the Wild, a game from 2017. Stylized its stuff more to make it more cartoony, and it works perfectly. I think compared with some areas that we're gonna see in the future, this doesn't look bad. The sky, I feel like, is the thing they try to stylize the most to look a little bit like traditional Japanese paintings. So yeah, that's another. Oh wow, this rock just disappeared. Oh my god. Also, the way that things render when you get close to them is not good. Look at how beautiful this would look if the shading wasn't like plain gray. Like if you gave it just a little bit more like blue, like reflection on it. Look at how pretty it would look. You know, just a little more greens and a little more blues, just a dash of it. It would look so much better than like this gray stuff. Why do those trees even need to have like the realistic like markings on them, you know? Just stylize them. Just make them look simpler, more cartoony. Mysterious ball that can be thrown at wild Pokemon. Yeah, UI looks clean. Of course, I think it could look more, you know, old, ancient stuff, but I think it looks good enough. You're gonna do bad things to me? No, okay, you just throw the ball. There you go. Crazy. A back shot too? Wait, that doesn't sound very good. Dude, I did it from the back and it was awesome. Hey, yo, what? I saw people say that, like, this is actually realistic. I believe this game is set on the Meiji period. So this is Meiji era. So it's like between 1868 and 1912. So, you know, old 19th century. And yeah, apparently they did look like this, you know, just a corridor of houses. And now it seems they would like us to feed and house. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, well, I can work. Yeah, child labor, great. You can simply take on a stranger who wanders among us. For some reason, the shading on the characters doesn't bother me compared to the shading on the Pokemon. Look at this screenshot. It looks quite nice. That's lovely. All right, night sky. I like how it looks. It looks a little bit stale. I wish there was more parallaxing on the sky, more movement on the clouds, but you know, it's good enough. You know, there's like little nice, like, item descriptions, lovely stones. It reminds me of the old games, right? Where you can just talk to stuff, like very RPG-ish. I like it. All right, chat, which starter do we pick? Yep, yeah, I don't think it's even like a choice at this point. Everyone's saying Rowlet.
Wait, hello my fellow Rizzlings, my name's Marikyuun and today we're in Ohio trying to catch all skibbity toilets. Will we do it or will we get phantom taxed?
What the hell? Yes, we're gonna be getting all the Marikyuun skibbity toilets. Yeah. I like the map. I think it looks nice. Looks really stylized. I wish we saw more of this art. Wow, that's beautiful. You know, I like that they do this little pan thing. It's an open area. It's nice. Like, it doesn't look really super attractive, but like, it doesn't look empty. And I feel like that's a big step up from, you know, Sword and Shield. Of course, like, these trees look terrible. But like, these trees, they look okay, you know? They've got like this purple thing going on. Ah, he saw me already! Attack him, Bidoof!
I cannot hold
it. You know, the smoke that goes out from the chimneys is not even similar to the clouds. You know? Let's open the Pokédex. I want to talk about UI a little bit. I like that the Pokédex is a book. It looks like a notebook kind of thing. But what if, instead of the 3D model here on the side, we had a little, like, ukiyo-e image of the Pokemon? Yeah, like in Monster Hunter Rise, or like in Okami. Would give so much charm to the thing. And of course, this would be a lot of work, wouldn't it? But then again, billion-dollar franchise. I think they could even make like trading cards of it after, you know? And I also think the titles could be in like a different font. So let me show you guys the Okami like HUDs and menus. But I really like the fonts that they used in this game and like the localization and how like the text boxes look like little scrolls and there's a lot of texture on everything. And I feel like that's something that's missing in this game. It's texture. Even like the way things are drawn, like the items and stuff. Yeah, so your inventory, imagine if it was something like Okami, like little drawn images of like the items that you're using like this. I think it would be really, really nice. I just think, yeah, it's the little things, you know? For example, there's a lot of like empty space for no reason. Like, what the hell is this? Oh, look, it's the Galarian, the dudes. I didn't even notice that those chimneys were the Galarian. Weezing, is that it? I think so. That's cute. And this was also the last game that followed like the original, like Sugimori style. How the eyes are drawn, you know, all of this is still very much present in the current Pokemon art style. You can still see the Sugimori influence, you know, like the shape of the eyes, all that stuff. So even if it's not Sugimori himself working on Pokemon, you can see his legacy. And the art style is still something that was developed from him and from his official work. So that's something that really saddens me. It's that, you know, after Scarlet and Violet, they completely, you know, discarded it. I don't know why they did that. They remind me of, you guys know Zepeto? This is what the new models remind me of. They remind me of Zepeto. Like, they're so freaking similar. If it's not broken, why fix it? On the other hand, change is not necessarily bad. I believe in both of these, right? I'm gonna show you two character designs that are made by the same character designer. So you can immediately tell this is a character designed by Take. 1000%. This is Take at work. This is another character designed by Take. 1000% by Take. But then you go and you see the model in game. And I feel like on these ones, they follow like the art style a lot better than on the new ones. I don't know. It just feels different, even if it's the same character designer. Official art in Pokemon usually doesn't miss. I don't know where I'm going with this. Even if they use like the same character designers, the whole vibe changes completely. Pokemon, let's go Pikachu Eevee or whatever. This game has some of the best like stylizations that I've ever seen in Pokemon. It's once again the Sugimori style, but modernized, and it looks nice, and it looks like family friendly, and I think that's all that Pokemon should be, you know? It's cartoony, it's ridiculous. Like, do you remember the character designs from Gen 1? They look like some guys that are gonna catch bugs, I think. And I think that's what it's supposed to be. And then, of course, we've got this, which is... what the hell is this? How do you roll? Okay, I got it. Yippee! Yippee! See, I'm the king of the jungle, and the jungle looks so ugly. It's those trees, man. Those trees look really bad. And it's kind of weird, because everything about this game is, like, really fluffy. You know, like the grass is really fluffy. There's a lot of grass. I don't even know how you can fix these trees. I gotta be honest. Performance issues are the worst part of Scarlet and Violet. And Monolith's good at that, you know? Xenoblade games are massive and they perform very well on the Switch. So when people give the hardware as like an excuse, on one hand I get it, on the other hand I don't. And I'm gonna open it with my like first account. Okay, this is a settlement. People are living here, okay? Do you see any, like, indications that people live here? At all? Be honest with me, chat. If your answer is yes, then, like, I'm willing to learn. Some wood, like chopped wood that people would keep somewhere to keep themselves warm in the snow. Clothes in the hanger, like... This is insane to me. This is like a single tent in the middle of nowhere, and there's, like, a little path, like, on the snow, which makes sense. But there is no indication that people are living here. Alright, let me show you guys this. In Breath of the Wild, even the enemy camps, they have some things, you know, to defend them from invaders. They have stuff to, like, look out for enemies. Because it's important to them. They also have fire around to keep them warm. Stuff like that. A lot of the times they have, like, places where they can cook. Or fireplaces to keep them warm. You know, even, like, the Pokémon, they have, like, you know, some meat. You know, grilling some meat in the wild because they gotta eat. That kind of stuff is stuff that you don't see in this game. It wouldn't hurt them to have like, you know, like a little fireplace, you know, like here, for example. Like, you could have like a little fireplace. Like maybe some like rocks or some like stools like to sit on, you know, like, you know, spears or whatever, like to grill some marshmallows, whatever you want. You know, that there could be like a clothes hanger, you know, like here. For example, where people would like hang their clothes, some crops with vegetables like here. Look at how different it looks, like with and without the stuff I added. And I just added like a couple of items here. Isn't that crazy? The NPCs are just like standing here. This person is doing something. That's good. What are you doing? Pocky and Dialga weren't the Pokemon that created Hisui after. Oh, he's having an existential crisis, I guess. But you know, he's fixing something on the tent. Okay, it looks nice. Look, this guy has his little shoes inside. Why couldn't he have the shoes outside? He's got a little potted plant. He could have the plant outside too. That sort of thing. You know, the house has personality. It's got, you know, some like veggies, like pickling or drying or whatever it's happening. It shows that it has some personality. It's got the coat. It's got like a hammock thing. Maybe the Pokemon sleeps there. He's getting warm in the earth, you know. There's like a lot of stuff going on. Look at all this wood that he's using to like keep himself warm. There could be like a family of Pokemon of like Apoms living somewhere, and they build like a little, you know, with some tree branches they make like a fire, you know. The only place with a fire are these like camps. No fires where people live. Even a thing like this, a banner like this would look nice. I wanted to talk about the evolutions, and I feel like to talk about the evolutions I need to play the game more. I think this game's biggest problem is when it comes to the shading, lack of stylization, and lack of world building. They're experimenting. Yeah, they were, and I think that's a great thing. And I wish they experimented even more, you know? Alright, chat, I want to show you something that drives me crazy. Look at how dark this looks. And ugly. Alright, whatever. Whatever? It looks scary, right? This looks scary. It looks spooky. And then look at the background. Are we looking at the background with the crazy colors? Why is he gray? You see this? This problem that I showed before? Look at how colorful and bright everything is and how this guy looks. For me, it was especially jarring on DWAD. Wait, I gotta show you. Look at how he looks. Look at the background and look at the guy. It makes no sense. Like, just use like the multiply with a little bit of color or give him some bloom. I don't know, something. I'm not a game developer. I feel like that's important to like mention. Would make a lot of sense for me to make him a little bit brighter. You know, just a little bit. Get some of the colors off the background and reflect it on the Pokemon. Like, this guy's a damn sphere. You know, give him some, like, of that background color here. You know, he's got some yellows here. You could put some yellows around. You know, like, yellow light, blue shadow. Blue shadow would go so hard here. You know, something like this. Wouldn't this make a lot more sense than this? This is crazy to me. Like, this is a real screenshot. It's insane to me. Why is he freaking gray? The background and the place you're at should determine how you are shaded. That's basic color theory. I guess that's it. That's like the biggest point I wanted to make. The sky looks fine. The sky looks nice. Why does nothing else look consistent though? I appreciate you listening to me rambling. I always like it when I have an outlet.